Stefan Phil, Commissioner for Enlargement and European Neighborhood Policy, June 27, 2013. The word we seek the rights and freedom of children. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the high-level conference on justice for children, jointly organized by the European Union and United Nations Children's. It is part of our continued support to neighboring and enlargement countries in establishing and reforming their juvenile justice systems, and it is also a reflection of the fact that we care for our children, in fact, for all the children. Before taking stock of the current state of play and what needs to be done in the future, let me underline my strong commitment to implementing the, the European Union's policy on the promotion and protection of children's rights. This calls for a reinforced cooperation with national authorities and civil society so that we can ensure that children are treated as fully fledged members of society. There are still many challenges regarding the rights of the child and juvenile justice within the UE. In fact, the UE itself has adopted several pieces of legislation relevant to children in justice in recent years. For example, the Directive on Sexual Abuse and Exploitation, the Anti-Trafficking Directive, and we intend to propose a new measure on suspect dependent. The participation of enlargement countries in this conference is very relevant because the topic of today's conference is a priority area for the UE in the accession process. Indeed, the UE acts on children's rights and child protection is not limited to Chapter 23, Judiciary and Fundamental Rights. No less than 17 other active chapters contain legal instruments that we have important provisions on children's rights and protection. Despite some progress, there is still scope for considerable improvement when it comes to children's rights. I am thinking in particular about the need to overcome institutionalization of children and to promote preventive mechanism in support of families. And our concerns don't just end there. Let me mention six other important areas that need to be addressed. Lack of prioritizing children's rights in criminal proceedings. Lack of adapted facilities corresponding of specific needs of juveniles in detentions. Insuffi- Insufficient free legal aid for juveniles. Repressive response to juvenile offending. Lack of effective alternative to detention and hence an overuse of detention and lack of specific measure of child victims leading to unnecessary trauma and re-victimization. This is why it is so important that neighboring and enlargement countries not only adhere to international human rights standards but they must also ensure the effective implementation of recently adopted criminal justice legislation, which is some countries is very progressive. Support for justice reform is one of the four pillars of the European Union external action. It aims at ensuring judicial independence, impartiality, and integrity, increasing the performance, efficiency, accountability, and transparency of the justice sector, improving access to justice for the poorest and the most vulnerable, and improving detention condition and introducing alternative to imprisonment. Successful justice reform initial initiat, initiative are those built on national priorities, enjoying full political commitment and national ownership, as well as reform partnership between civil society and state decision makers. Would like to remind you about the ongoing support that the European Commission is providing in the neighborhood and enlargement countries. In the neighborhood countries, the Commission is supporting justice reform within the rule of law agenda. In Ukraine, Georgia, Moldova, Azerbaijan, and Armenia, through financially and technical assistance provided by the European Neighborhood and Partnership Instrument. In the enlargement countries, the Commission has been providing support through the Instrument for Free Assessment Assistance, assistance and child protection measure in general, and support assistance for child victims in Croatia in context of child sexual abuse and juvenile justice system, in the particular Montenegro, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, and Turkey. Support for civil society working in the area of child protection has also been provided in large countries are gradually their legislation with the UE accused. The Commission is monitoring this process intensively, including when it comes to the right of the child in the different chapter on this point. I would like to underline that data collection is an important part of that monitoring work. The European Commission support enlargement and neighborhood countries to strengthen their statistic capacities so that reliable data is available to support modern policy making. We remain committed to supporting projects and policies that enhance the child protection system and strengthen the rights of children, including as victims or in the context of criminal proceedings. Recognizing that juvenile justice reform is a key entry point for the promotion and protection of children's rights, U.S. effort to date in advancing the juvenile justice reform agenda has focused on two areas. First, law reform for the promotion and protection of children's rights, in particular by encouraging and supporting the enactment and review of national legislation of ensure its compatibility with relevant international standard on the rights of the child, in particular the Convention on the Rights of the Children of the Child, and enhancing the capacity of law enforcement agency for investigation into the violation of children's rights and the development of child-friendly produce in free trial and court proceedings. Second, combating and discouraging violation of children's rights, in particular violation of the children's rights and ill treatment of children in law, including criminal law, and ending impunity for violation of children's rights, and taking effective legislative, administrative, judicial, and other measures to prevent